Hey everybody, how's it going? Steve here, and I got an interesting Switch accessory for you. So if you saw our last video with all the Switch Lite accessories, there was actually one more item in the box, and it's this Daemon X Machina themed Split Pad Pro for the Nintendo Switch. These are crazy. They look pretty massive. You can see that they're easily almost the size of an OG Switch itself. So I figured we'd unbox them, then we'd try them out here live on camera and give you our impressions. So let's go ahead and get right into it. The box art shows exactly what we're working with here. Two massive Joy-Con with more of a traditional or almost Pro Controller-like layout to them. And on the back, we can see just what it will look like when it's attached to a Switch. Looks like we have, shoulder buttons, D-pad, which is always nice, and programmable rear triggers. So that'll be interesting to find out exactly how we do those. But these only work in handheld mode. They're not wireless, so let's go ahead and see what we can do with them and try them out. And if you watched the last video, you know that the tape on the bottom of these boxes is kind of the bane of my existence. So here's hoping I can actually get this off without injuring myself somehow or injuring the product some way. And looks like I actually managed not to jinx myself this time. So let's go ahead and open them up. And we've got an instruction manual and the Joy-Con themselves. There is a number of warnings here telling us we need to be updated to the latest firmware. I think I am, so we're just going to go with that. And a whole sheet full of instructions on how to use these, although it is in multiple languages. And it looks like those triggers are called the FL and FR buttons, which of course do not have like any kind of official support. But I was hoping to find something about how to program them here, and it looks like there maybe isn't anything. Let's see. There's the layout. That's all we get. What about the backside here? Do we have anything? Nope, this is all just instructions. How to use the turbo function. Apparently there is a turbo function on this set of crazy big Joy-Con. And assign mode, here we go. So if we want to assign, we have to, you can assign the controller L button to the FL button or assign the controller R button to the FR button. And to do that, when the software has a button configuration option. To assign the L button function to the FR button, set the controller right button, RZR, R stick, ABXY. You know what? That seems a little more complicated than I want to do right now. I really just want to check these out. So let's say goodbye to those instructions and let's take a look at the controllers, shall we? So here is our right Joy-Con. So apparently I opened this upside down. Here's our right Joy-Con. It is huge. Huge. So we've got the turbo, the assign, the home button, the right stick here. It clicks in with a very subtle sound. We've got the Daemon X Machina X here. Y, B, and A. All of these feel pretty good. We've got the plus button. We've got our Joy-Con rail, which we obviously need. And we've got this little outcropping here that I don't know what that's for. It doesn't seem to have an actual purpose. We've got the FR button I was just talking about. And we've got our R and ZR buttons up here. So let's put that one down. Let's take a look at the left Joy-Con. Although I do feel that these are kind of stretching the Joy-Con definition here quite a bit. And we've got the same thing here. So we've got a left analog stick, a D-pad, which feels quite nice. It's pretty firm, a little firmer than the one on the Pro Controller. And then we've got an assign, a turbo, a capture button, and our minus button. L and ZL are up here. FL is on the back. And we've got the normal like FCC disclosures, except these are HORI branded, so you'll see the HORI logo instead of a Nintendo logo. And let's go ahead and take a quick look at what this looks like on an actual Switch. Okay, so after a quick edit, I am back. And you can see I've got my Switch here. This is the new model that we covered in other videos previously. And I'm just going to slide off my Joy-Con. I figured I would leave it on the home screen because I want to see what happens when we connect these and the Switch is actually on. Does it recognize them? Does it give us like a different color when we snap them on? So let's see. And these are huge, so snapping them on feels a bit precarious compared to a normal Joy-Con. Nothing. So it doesn't act as though, it doesn't treat it like a normal Joy-Con. We don't get the snap sound in the OS, and we don't get the visual with it, but hopefully they work. And this is already nuts. Look at this thing. Like, my Switch has grown twice its size. But they do work, and they work instantaneously. Alright, so now that we have the controllers on the Switch, I figured I would take it for a playtest in one of the games I'm most familiar with, and that is Super Mario Odyssey. As I'm running through, I just figured I would give it a quick test to see how all the buttons respond, how the controller itself feels in the hand, and whether or not it's more comfortable or, able to keep up with a demanding game. I feel like Mario Odyssey is one of the most demanding games control-wise on the Switch, because you really have to be able to make precise jumps, quick turns, and really handle yourself well. So far, I'm not having any problems. The analog sticks feel really nice. The added size is definitely a benefit. It's more comfortable to rest my thumb on. The D-pad is obviously a great addition. I think everyone wants a Joy-Con with a D-pad. And I'm not having any control issues whatsoever here. Mario is responding exactly how I want him to, and that's really great. It's hard to say if this will continue to remain comfortable for extended play sessions. It does add a lot of size to the Switch, but so far, I'm really enjoying it. And I don't see anything wrong with these. I would love to have a wireless version of these, but I guess you could technically say the Pro Controller is kind of a wireless version of these controllers. I mean, you basically do have both halves of a Pro Controller sitting on either side of the Switch. It is worth noting, though, that if you're looking for amiibo functionality, motion control, or NFC, I think you're out of luck on these. These are basically just, bare bones Joy-Con. They retail for about $49.99, and I mean, if you're looking for something that's a lot more comfortable to play in handheld mode, I think you could find something to love here. I'm already liking these a lot. I don't know if they'll be my daily driver Joy-Con, only because they add a lot of size to the Switch, which means my Switch would no longer fit in my case. But I could see if I wanted to have a longer handheld play session at home while I'm watching TV, or I'm doing something else that requires that I not use the TV for my Switch, I could definitely see these being a go-to, because one of my main gripes about using my Switch in handheld mode for extended periods is that I just do not really find it to be comfortable for longer play sessions than just 20 or 30 minutes. This could really help me out on that front, and technically it should increase the Switch's battery life, because the Switch is not trying to charge these. Since they have no internal battery, that means the Switch doesn't have to keep them alive, which should net you some additional battery life. That, coupled with the increased battery life of the Switch V2, means that you should have a pretty long play session if you keep these on there the whole time. Well, anyway, that about wraps it up. I like these Joy-Con, and if you want to hear more about them, definitely let me know in the comments. But for now, we're going to go ahead and cut it off here. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, make sure to subscribe to Game Explained for much more on the Nintendo Switch and Switch accessories as well. Make sure to ring that notification bell to be notified every time we upload new videos, and we'll see you next time. Bye!